people? It's Jerry here at Set Free Fishing. Gonna do a little fishing here, a little place down the road from my house, Patterson Park. It's in Fort Meade, Florida. I brought this channel to life because I want to bring life back to the addicts, back to the alcoholics who are still out there suffering. I want to bring a message to know that you can beat this thing, and I'm living proof of it. I was an addict for about 13 years of my life, and I didn't pay for those drugs with money. I paid for them with time out of my life, time that I'll never get back. And about 3 years ago, maybe 4, my parents were at their wits' end. They didn't know what to do with me. Heck, I didn't even know what to do with me. So they asked me to go to church with them. Now, this was a church that my dad had went to when he was younger. And he was familiar with quite a few people there. We had some actual family there too. And immediately I said yes, because God had been dealing with my heart for a while. Even at my bottom of the bottom, God was speaking to me in many different ways. So I went to the church, and immediately when I stepped on the grounds of the church, I felt the Holy Spirit come upon me. And God forever changed my life that night. He set me free from my addiction. He set me free from my torment, from the hell that I was in. And in the beginning, I was doing well. But sometimes I still felt hopeless. Sometimes I was still depressed because I was 29 years old, living with my parents, no job, felonies on my record, and I just felt like I was never going to amount to nothing. Even though God told me otherwise, I was still having a hard time with this. And at that moment, I used to kind of poke fun of AA and NA and say, oh, I didn't need to go sit in a room and admit I was an alcoholic. I was not that person no more. Or admit I was an addict. I'm not that person no more. That's who I was. But I'm here to tell you today that I'll be an addict the rest of my life. I'll die an addict, but I'll die sober by the grace of God and through the help of the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous. Of course, it's anonymous, so I will never mention no names. I'll never mention, any of their stories, but I'll spread my story because I don't want my story to be anonymous. I want my story shared with the world to let them know that they can be set free, that they can have a changed life. I got a life more abundant than I could ever imagine. So anyways, I was doing good for a while. I was sober for about 2 years, and then I let the devil creep back in. I stopped going to church as much. I stopped reading my Bible as much, and I stopped praying as much. And then I started smoking weed again. And I was smoking a lot of weed. I had a girlfriend at the time who is now my wife, fortunate enough, who I was lying to. I was never bad to her, but I lied to her a lot. And that's bad enough in my eyes. And then all it took was one phone call. Once I stepped away from God, once I stopped getting my strength from Him, all it took was one phone call. And I said yes to that phone call, and then I relapsed. And I went back out using for, 8-9 months, maybe more, maybe even a year. I'm not sure. because once you get caught back up, you lose track of time so easy. So I was so ashamed and so disappointed with myself that I could not break myself to tell my family that I was using again. And it was just so hard. I wanted to so bad because I knew they'd stand by me, and I knew I could go get the help I need if I just admitted that I was using again and I needed help and I can't do it alone. So this went on for a while, lying. Got caught with paraphernalia a few times. I lied about that. And then the best thing probably that ever could have happened to me happened to me. I got pulled over. I didn't have any drugs on me, but I had paraphernalia on me, and the lady cop could have easily took me to jail, but she had mercy on me. She had mercy on me because I was halfway truthful with her, and she ended up giving me 2 big tickets. But when I got pulled over, I was in a truck at the time that was still in my dad's name because we did like a little business deal. I did all the duct work in their house, and he gave me the truck as trade. So it's still in his name. I hadn't got it transferred to my name yet. And but when I got pulled over, it was like a huge burden lifted off of me because I knew I'd be exposed. I knew that I was getting done for myself, or God was doing for me what I could not do for myself. You know, I could not admit that I was using again. It was too hard. I was too ashamed. So I believe this was allowed to happen so I could be set free again. So granted, she called my parents immediately. You know, I was exposed. They found out. They knew what was going on. Then I had to pick up that phone. Well, I didn't pick up the phone. My girlfriend called me and asked me what was going on, and I about couldn't tell her, because I was so ashamed of just lying to her and doing to her what I promised I'd never do. And I wouldn't have blamed her if she would have left. You know, she had every right to. But she stayed because I sought help, and I was seeking help, whether she was going to stay or not. So immediately I called a detox center that night after I got pulled. And I went into rehab. It wasn't long. It was only 12 days because, you know, I couldn't go do it inpatient because I had to get back out and work, and I had to save up money to get me and my girlfriend a place because she chose to stay. So I had to take care of her. And I went to rehab, and then I got introduced to the rooms of AA, and my life was forever changed. Granted, I draw my strength from God, and God is who keeps me sober each and every day. But AA has been a huge tool in my recovery, a tremendous tool in my recovery. I've met men and women in AA that has truly helped make a huge impact on my life. And I'm very grateful for AA, even though it's so cliche because I poke fun of them, you know, and here I am today. You know, I go and spread the message of hope through AA. Hope for a better life, hope for a changed life, hope for a drug-free, alcohol-free life, you know. And it's all because of AA that I can go do this. You know, I go and speak at Detox now. I've been doing it over a year now, probably about a year and a half. And I absolutely love it. It's what fuels me each and every week, is to go speak to those that are still suffering, those that are seeking and reaching out for help. And I want to plant that seed of hope in them, that they may be set free as I'm set free. And that's why I chose the name of this channel. You know, I fought with the name for a while, and then it was like an epiphany. It hit me, and I was like set free fishing, because I am truly set free by the grace of God, and only by His grace. And I am very grateful for the life I have today. It has done a complete 180. I have more than I ever thought or imagined that I could have. I'm blessed beyond I don't even know how to phrase it, because I'm so blessed. I have way more than I ever deserve, in my opinion. The woman that stayed by my side, I'm not going to say her name because she's bashful, shy, and got real bad social anxiety. But the woman that stayed by my side is now my wife. We are suspecting our first child, Haven Nicole Sr., due July 27th, 2021, and I cannot be happier. I just thank God every day that He came into my heart and changed my life. And I thank the rooms of AA for sticking beside me. I thank my wife for sticking beside me, my family for sticking beside me. When I drug them through the mud, when I drug them straight through hell with me, and I'm just grateful today that God's turned me into the man that I always was meant to be, and I am very thankful, and I want to start this channel because I want to impact those still suffering, those families still suffering, wondering if they're ever going to see their loved one again, wondering if there is any hope for their loved one. Well, I'm here to tell you today that there is hope. There's hope in God. And if you're not too into the spiritual thing quite yet, just go visit a room of AA, because it's a spiritual based program, but they don't push God on you. If you talk to me, I'm gonna speak of God constantly, and I would never push what I believe on you, but I'm gonna speak of the power of God and how He has changed my life, and it's only through Him that my life has been changed. There's no human power that could have done this for me. So I just want to start this channel because I want to impact those out there, and the younger generation too, because I started young. I started real young. I started smoking weed when I was 11 years old, and by the time I was 17, I was doing pills. So I want to be able to reach those still younger, and I know, granted, maybe because of the content of my videos, that I might not be able to reach some children. So if you're a parent out there and you got a teenager and they can't watch these videos because they're not 18 or something like that, and YouTube won't let them see this video. Let them know there's hope. Let them know that they can beat it at a young age and never have to worry about it again. Like I said, I'm blessed more than I could ever deserve. And I'm thankful, and I hope you subscribe to my channel. I hope you share my message so it can reach around the world. And I don't really want no clout. I don't want none of that. I just want to spread the message of hope. And this is the best way I could think of. I can reach so many people in the meetings at Detox and other places I go, but this is worldwide here, and I can reach thousands, maybe millions of people. And if I could help just one person, it would mean the world to me, knowing that I did. So yeah, share my content, please. Like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and we're about to go do some fishing, people.